how do you live off of one income? As a traditional wife, that's a question I get asked a lot. How? How? So I'm going to explain a little bit about how we can live off of one income. So first, I think you need two characteristics in order to really make it work. And the first is sacrifice, and the second is a willingness to learn. So like you would sacrifice going to get your nails done, but you'd be willing to learn how to do your own nails. And so that's one of the things that we do in order to live off of one income is we sacrifice, but we don't necessarily go without. We have a willingness to learn so we can still have the things we want, just at a price that we would rather pay. So some of the things that we sacrifice that I've learned how to do are like nails, haircuts, cut all of our hair, coffee, make coffee at home, meals, make meals at home. And the best place that I found to learn how to do really anything is YouTube. There are other websites, but YouTube is my typical go-to on where to learn how to do things. Because you can learn from professionals and it's free. So those are two of the most important characteristics in order to live off of one income. How else? How do we live off of one income? Well, we breastfeed and we don't formula feed. Now, breastfeeding is more healthy for the baby. And all I have to do is eat healthfully, and then I make the milk. And it's kind of a win-win. Now, with formula, I had a family member who fed her daughter formula, and she was telling me that she was going through a container every 3 days. So it was like $60 a container. And every 3 days, they'd have to get a new one. Well, that doesn't even make it through the week. You buy two, and that's $120 per week. At the end of the month, that's $480. And that's only 6 days a week if the baby had formula. And so, yeah, no, I need to update my numbers on here. Because I was going to say $500 a month. But plus or minus $500 a month in formula for one child. And I tandem fed two of mine at once. So I could only imagine how much money we would have spent in formula. So we breastfeed and we don't formula feed. So right now we're saving $500 a month in just formula, just not buying formula. Another way we live off of one income is that we don't pay childcare. We don't have a babysitter. We don't pay anything in childcare. And childcare here is between $1,000 and $1,300 per month per kid. And we have 3 kids that would need to be in childcare full time if I worked outside the home full time. And that would be between $3,000 and $3,900 a month in childcare costs. So we're just going to round it up to $4,000 for easy numbers. So between childcare being $4,000 a month and formula being $500 a month, I'm saving us $4,500 in just staying home and watching the kids and breastfeeding. $4,500, just that. So, but there's more too, right? Because kids need diapers. So you disposable diaper a child, and it works out to be about $100 a kid. Right? And we have 2 in diapers right now. So that's $200 a month. If you want some fun numbers, here's a tangent. So $100 a month per kid for a year. So 12 months. So that is $1,200 per year. A kid is typically potty trained by the time they're 3 years. So that's $3,600 per kid to be in diapers for 3 years. And we have 3 kids. One of them just graduated diapers, thank God. But 3 kids, you disposable diaper 3 kids at that price, you're spending $10,800 that you're literally just throwing in the trash. The disposable diapers and wipes, they're just filling up the landfills. So what we did is we took $600 and we bought high quality cloth diapers, and we cloth diaper. And so we're not going to have to pay $10,000 to, oh my goodness, that's a lot of money. But we don't have to pay that because we're cloth diapering. But you break it down per month, per kid. We have 2 in diapers right now, $200 a month. So between cloth diapering, childcare, and formula feeding, we're looking at $4,700 per month that we would have to spend if I worked full-time outside the home. Another way we live off of one income is that I make our meals at home from fresh ingredients. And so we spend $600-700 a month in groceries, which I don't think is bad for a family of 7, 6 most of the time. But $600 to $700, and we get farm fresh meat and eggs and milk, and we buy organic when we can. So, but we prioritize our health because, like I said, I'm breastfeeding, and so I have to eat healthfully so that the babies get the good quality milk as well. So, but let's say for eating out, because eating out is a typical thing that people do. Let's say we save $200 a month by not eating out. Now, I don't know how much it costs a family of 7 to eat out. You can comment, tell me how much it costs, because I don't know, because we don't do it. Let's say $200 a month. Let's say we save $200 a month. So instead of $4,700, $4,900. Anyways, I've got the total. I've got the total on here. So we save $200. And let's say, what are other things that people have? Gym memberships. Let's say a typical gym membership is like $20 a month, right? We don't pay for gym memberships. We live off of one income and we work out from home. And so we've got a yoga ball, and we've got bicycles, and we have resistance bands and weights and a bunch of other things. And so we save the $20 per month per person. And let's just assume they include childcare at the gym, right? We're not going to add that up even more. So that's $40 a month for my husband and I to have a gym membership. And then streaming services, right? So I don't know how much these things are. We don't stream. We're not big movie people. We don't watch TV shows, but we do have YouTube Premium so that we can watch documentaries for homeschooling, because we homeschool. And we also like not having ads play when we're listening to music. So when I'm laying the baby down, an ad doesn't pop up and wake up the baby, because that happened way too many times. Let's see here, what else? And then, because we homeschool, there's no gas. I'm not driving the kids to school, which is nice. And then I'm not commuting either. And so I would pay like $300 a month to commute? Sounds like a good number. So by staying home, I added all these up. By staying home and homeschooling, cloth diapering, breastfeeding, and watching my own kids, making our meals from scratch, that saves us $5,240 a month. Per month! $5,240. Now, I have college degrees, early childhood education, development, psychology, and I can use them all here at home and save that much every month. That sounds like a pretty good gig to me. And that's not even including buying secondhand or anything. That's just the monthly reoccurring costs that we save because we've chosen to live off of one income, and I make up all of this difference. That is my income, if you will. But when it comes to saving money, we do more than just, like, because that has a lot of kid stuff in it. Like, make your meals from scratch. But if you don't have kids, then, I mean, a lot of that. Kids can cost a lot. You can look at the numbers, and they can cost a lot. But we also buy secondhand. We buy, like, timeless clothes, not disposable fashion. And so the pieces we do buy, they last us. And it doesn't matter which year it is. It doesn't matter. It all looks good. It looks classic. It looks, we also have these capsule wardrobes. And so we can go in and our pieces match all the other pieces. And so it makes it really nice and really easy. And it's timeless. And we buy it all secondhand. So we save a ton of money. But we don't just buy secondhand to buy it. We buy, like, the high quality pieces. We're not just buying whatever we can get. And then we also buy secondhand before we buy new. I know my Ninja food processor blender combo, it gave out. The food processing bowl just would not work anymore. We had to get a new one. So I did research, because that's what we do with bigger purchases. Did research. And I found one secondhand. And it was going to save us over $100 by buying it secondhand. But it was in really good condition. And so that's what we ended up getting. We repair before we replace. We had these curtains in our living room that were not finished when we moved in. And so instead of just buying new curtains, I took them down and I pinned them and I fixed them and I finished the curtains. There's no sense in buying new curtains when I could just fix it myself. And then that also goes with buying secondhand as well. So there was a stroller we wanted for so long. And it was $1,200 for just, like, the stroller base. But it could hold all 3 kids. And so it's like, oh, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. We couldn't stomach that much money. And so I found one for $150. It was broken. And so my husband brought it home. He took it apart. And then he 3D modeled the piece that it needed that was broken. And he 3D printed it and had it together by the end of the night. And so we got a $1,200 stroller for $150. And so in that way, it kind of shows, like, how do you live off of one income? Well, it takes teamwork, right? It takes a lot of teamwork. It takes sacrifice. It takes a willingness to learn. But it's totally doable. It's doable. Here we are doing it.